Hello and welcome to the Boise State Esports Arena. Tonight we get what could be a preview of your national championship match, the 2-0 Broncos against the 3-0 Baylor Bears. Boise has the home crowd behind them while Baylor looks to keep its early momentum rolling. Can the Broncos set the tone out of the gate, or will the Bears change the script? I'm Eric Deserex Batran, joined by none other than the man, the beard, the legend. It is Danner Hill. And both these teams, they have a 0 in their column. One of them's going to change to a 1 today. Who's it going to be, Danner?
Let me think. Baylor. It's got to be Baylor. I can't say anything otherwise. We got home field advantage with a crowd. I don't think anything's going to be changing this, especially with those Boise State players. They thrive in front of a crowd.
And I've been hearing that Baylor, I've been saying they're not going to be taken to a Game 5 no matter what.
They're pretty confident, but
I think that's already happened.
Yeah, it kind of did. It kind of did. Nebraska did take them to 5 in week 2, but I don't know. I don't think they're still pretty confident, but we're gonna show them what's up.
All right, well, let's get a recap of what happened in Week 3 of the PEC, because we saw the top half of the field start to pull away as we enter the middle mark of the season. Ohio State moved to 2-1 as they swept Nebraska 3-0, and the Cornhuskers fall to 0-3. However, the series was incredibly tight as every game was decided by just 1 goal. Every Buckeye put in 3 goals, though Bungo had a great defensive series with 6 saves as well. Meanwhile, Nebraska Creed Rocket League led the team with 4 goals. Baylor became the first team in PEC Rocket League to hit the 3-0 mark with their sweep of Big 12 rival Kansas. The Bears defense held the Jayhawks to just 3 total goals, and Hawkster was very efficient for the Bears with 4 goals on just 6 shots to go with 5 saves. Meave RL had 10 saves and 2 goals in the series and did a great job keeping the game close throughout. Syracuse got their first win of the year after just missing out on an upset last week of the Broncos. The Orange 3-0'd Utah to move to 1-2 as the Utes fell to 1-1. The match was a high-scoring affair with 33 total goals in the series. The Orange would win 6-2, 10-2, and 7-6. Last week highlighted a rematch of last year's national title. After a loss in Game 1, Boise State rattled off 2 straight to put the Spartans on match point. Woozy had a monster series with 8 goals and 11 saves, and despite his 13 demos, Opbomb and the Spartans were pushing for a Game 5, but Boise State was not going to let that happen, Danner.
No, they really weren't. And I think last week was a great showcase for the Boise State Broncos, especially after that Week 1 Game 5 thriller against Syracuse.
Yeah.
They were able to come back and against Michigan State, the grand finalists in the PEC grand finals there in Vegas. And coming into this, we take that one 3-1. But yeah, they looked great.
All right, in an attempt to educate the audience on the PEC and their schools, we started with a quick Q&A with our players about Baylor University. Jacob Palmer was our man on the street to see what our players knew about the Bears.
And then another new addition for this year.
Ooh, Baylor or something?
I know what it is. I don't know where they are.
Brigham Young University.
It's Baylor.
Okay, it's Baylor, yes. Where is Baylor?
Wyoming.
Nevada?
Take a big guess. A big guess. Texas. There you go. Where in Texas?
Let's go a nice hub of industry here. Let's go Detroit.
Baylor is in Wisco, Texas.
You're so close. Change a vowel.
Oh, Wisco or Wesco.
Waco? Hey, you got it. Okay.
Wacko.
Welcome to Wacko. Baylor, welcome to the PEC. We welcome you with open arms. I'm sure you feel very, very welcome right now.
What's up, my fellow wackos?
It is not Waco, it is Waco, Texas. As we pull up the rosters right now, getting a good look over at the Broncos. You know, it's definitely going to be a fun match coming up. Some of our players really showing up in times where we need them to. I think Woozy was a great example of that.
Absolutely. Last week, he was really showing himself in that Michigan State series, especially in that Game 4 where he scored every goal but one, leading the Broncos to a 5-1 win in Game 4 to secure the series. But with the roster tonight, we've got Cade Hall, Emiliano Flores, and Preston Ferrante. They are going to be looking to win again tonight.
And of course, you know, we got to have Doc's keys to the game, and they are brought to you by Blue Ribbon Painting. With over 90 years of combined experience, they are proud to be Boise's go-to team of local multi-generational painters who know how to level up your home. Visit blueribbonpainting.net. And I'm seeing a problem with this, man. There's not enough demo on this on this page right now. I got to see more demos.
I'd love to see more demos. Aggression is always a fun thing to watch, especially on offense. You're making those rotations through. You're getting players out of the field, and you're getting goals on net. But Doc's keys the game. He knows a few things, so I definitely follow these.
Yeah, indeed. But now as we start getting ready for this matchup coming up, I know, Danner, we were talking before the match that this is a match you're rather excited for because when it comes to Baylor, they do have a good amount of experience on their squad.
Yes, and experience is the best way to put that. They're two-thirds pro here because Hawkser and Andy on both of the Baylor side, they are both consistent Rocket League Championship Series top 16 contenders in North America. They have consistently made it into the pro scene and made their names very well known. Hawkser in particular has made top 4 in the region and gone to international events for the RLCS and really been making a name for himself. And Baylor, overall, they're 3-0. They've had a good run so far, 2 sweeps, but that 3-2 against Nebraska kind of puts a question mark up there.
Yeah, I don't even think it's just the 3-2 against Nebraska. You look at their last matchup against Kansas. That was a 3-0, sure. You can be very happy about a 3-0. Yeah, it's, you know, it looks good on the record. But when you actually watch the match, 2 of those games went to overtime, and they only won by 1 point in each and every game.
Yeah, and that kind of almost puts a question mark up there. Like, okay, you can get wins for sure, but when you're having double overtimes and you're just barely squeaking out wins, what's the matter here? Or where do the problems lie? Because with a roster like this and the experience that they have, you've got to be putting up some more numbers than that.
Yeah, especially against, you know, our boys, the Broncos, Boise. They've been absolutely immaculate so far with some of the games that we've seen, both against Michigan and both against, of course, Syracuse, the Orange. I think that was the closest match where they were really pushed to the limit very early on in the season. But now the wheels are rolling. We're going more and more into the season. We're getting deeper into those waters, which means we're finding our stride as we go forward.
Absolutely. Both of these teams are coming into this matchup with momentum. Both undefeated, both with a goose egg on the other end. They are looking to continue that tonight, but one of them is going to be able to hit a brick wall and unfortunately go home with a loss.
And I mean, we've seen what happens when a lot of teams doubt the Broncos. We saw it. What happened last time? Michigan saying that, it was a surprise to lose to Boise State in the preseason match. And then what happens? We ended up beating them then. It's still a similar story that we have going here with our next matchup as they were just like, no one's going to take us to 5. This is going to be easy enough. You're not seeing that game number 5. We're not allowing you to go that deep.
Yeah, Baylor, they're feeling pretty confident. And, I mean, rightfully so, but it's Boise State. These guys are on the up and coming, especially here in the PEC. They are wanting to hold that championship title until the very end, preferably until the next championship. And then they can go two-time PEC champions.
I like to see that back-to-back. They won it last time. Sure, there's more competition in the league now, but hey, that's more rounds you got to run, and they are used to taking a lot of these high-stress matchups as we get ready for the field. Game number 1 between Baylor and Boise State.
I am really excited. I'm curious to see how the Boise State Broncos are going to be able to come out and kind of attack this Baylor defense/offense, this entire team in general. I'm curious to how they're going to be playing this out, especially with Hawkser on the field. Very mechanical, controlling of the ball, and he can do a lot of things in the air, especially with him being at that top level. He can do a lot of things that most players can't, and I think that's going to be really determinant of how Baylor's going to be able to advance their offense. But it's going to be a matter of will Boise State be able to stop that is the bigger question.
Yeah, make some noise right now. Send your energy to the Broncos because game number 1 is now underway.
It absolutely is. And Dirthon out to the ceiling. That one's going to go right to the backboard. Maybe a follow-up. No. That one's going to roll right on back to Boise State corner. Preston with a great pinch, actually. Creates time and space. Hawkser following that one up for a great 50. Keeping it on the Boise State side to the sidewall now. Andy, the other player I was talking about, making that pro scene, but not able to do much with it. Out of the corner now. It's going to be stopped, and sidewall double might be an opportunity. JT, that third player we didn't quite touch on, but is still prevalent here. He's able to get the first one for Baylor.
Yeah, you said 2 out of 3 of them definitely play at a high level, while JT wants to make a name for himself as well. We'll be able to find that right over through the corner and get a point on the board for Baylor. Baylor now leading the charge.
Now it's Hoxer once again out of that back wall, keeping control, maybe looking for a teammate, but instead it's going to be what I think is Dirtho taking it up, looking for a flipper set around 1. Oh, but saved out by Andy. But Boise State, they're not going to relent. Preston out of the corner, double out is going to be taken out. And great 50 out of JT actually keeps the ball in favor of Baylor. Play slow here, buy time for his teammates. Now flick over 1, Hoxer sending it to the corner. But Boise State not letting up on that ball, trying to keep it close, try to keep it on target. They're looking for their first goal right now, and this one's going to be sent all the way back to the Boise State side. But it does get cleared out. Boise State still trailing.
Yeah, this offense right now, very difficult for Boise State to have to deal with. The Bears are on the attack. Now the Broncos looking for an attack of their own, having to get through 2 defenders. Not going to find that angle just yet. Hoxter pinches it, almost pushes it into his own goal. Dirtho looking to take that shot there, finds a demo on the back end of it. Now setting up in the corner will be the Broncos because Hoxter is on the attack. Gets the pass right over, but Dirtho looks to intercept and regain ball control for the Broncos. It's looking a little bit open. Andy is on the opposite side, though, rushing for the save is Preston.
Great save out of Preston, and now he tries to follow it up on the wall. Ends up getting a bump onto Hoxer, which buys time. This one falling down left for Woozy. Oh, that's actually a miss off the sidewall, and it's Woozy able to follow up off the backboard. Who's going to be there for Boise State? It's not going to be anyone quite yet, but a demo into JT. Buy some time and some space for the Broncos. Trying to start out an offense, but you're seeing how back and forth both of these teams are. This just shows how equal these teams are in terms of skill and capability here on the pitch. And now Andy out of the corner looking for a double. It's going to get 50'd out. This one's still just going to hover in the midfield. Boise State almost halfway through looking for their first. This one almost is it.
Yeah, right off the side of the goalpost there. Preston now getting the position. A shot's coming in. It gets blocked away. Dirtho gets there in time to make the save. Now another shot, another angle coming through as JT sends it over. Caught out by the Broncos. Hoxer in the air, looking to regain control of the ball. Andy able to win the 50-50. Now going for the shot. Not on target. Preston finds the save.
Finds a save, and maybe a shot opportunity. He's going to play it a little slow, playing it to a teammate. No one there in support. Now they have to race on back. Try to get an opportunity here. Baylor sends it to the other end of the corner, but now from the ceiling is JT. No connection, and it's going to fall. Staying on the Boise State half, but not for long before they take control. But another great 50 here. Baylor, they're just piling on opportunities here. Now off the sidewall, 50'd out by Andy. To the backboard for Dirtho. Pinched out of the sidewall. JT making a soft touch to try to keep Baylor into this one. I think at this point, Baylor, they're just trying to waste time.
They are keeping the ball over on the Broncos side for a majority of this game so far. Now Woozy looking for an attempt, but it gets stolen right out from above him. Now Andy seizing the opportunity, gets the pass over. Top into the corner. On the opposite side, the Broncos go on the offensive, leading with Woozy, but Woozy has to break through 1. He gets through. Aerial dribble now coming in, but taken away by the Bears once more. 1 minute remains.
1 minute remains, but that's not a lot of time here, especially with rock-hard defense like Baylor. They're able to shut it down. Boise State, they need to make sure they can get something on target here to at least force an overtime. Right now, Baylor, they're hunkering down, and this one maybe redirect on target. What a save out of Hoxer. But Boise State, they're not letting up. Out of the corner now with 1. Hoxer's going to be able to send that one long. Dirtho trying to read this one in the air, able to send it to the corner, maybe for a teammate. Oh, and a bump comes out. This is not what they want to be seeing. This one's post. Still out, and with 20 seconds on the clock, an opportunity still there.
It was off the crossbar, so close. Boise defense gets themselves back in the game, but they got to make a goal quick. Only 10 seconds still left on the clock. Dirtho keeping it in the sky. It's in Baylor territory. Preston needs to make the shot. They need to juggle that ball into the air, but it touches down, and Baylor will take game 1.
I knew I was excited for this matchup.
A 1-goal game, and it was that intense.
Yeah, and it was a pretty early on goal at that. I mean, Baylor, they're able to get an early offense, get that early goal from JT, And from then on, it was just back and forth offense and defense from both sides. But now, Boise State, with the hype from the crowd, you can hear them.
Yes.
They want to get this game too. They want to tie the series.
It's a Goku situation, man. They need your energy, so send it their way. This is brought to you by the Idaho National Guard. What if you could pursue college and your dream career while serving your country and get amazing benefits? The Idaho National Guard, just 1 week in a month, 8 months out of the year, you'll get tuition assistance, signing bonuses, healthcare, zero down home loans, and a high-tech job training, all while keeping your civilian life, job, and goals right here in Idaho. Whether you're studying, working, or building for your future, the Guard enhances it all while giving you leadership skills and lifelong connections. Ready to have it all? The Idaho National Guard is your pathway to education, career success, and purpose. As we get ready for this game number 2, I'm wondering what's going to happen, because after that game number 1, I feel this could be anyone's series.
I feel like always the game 1 is kind of like the what are you going to do moment. Like, how are they going to play this game? What are they going to do on offense, defense? How can we counterattack that? And especially after game 1, they can take those notes, they can apply that, and they can improve. Now, Boise State, knowing what to expect, can they get the first goal here in game 2? We will see it. Woozy taking early control. That one shot off the bar. Preston shot off the corner. That's what we're looking to see. Boise State starting off strong.
Hey, JT got the early shot in game number 1. Now it's Preston. He finds the rebound and will give the Broncos the lead.
Neutral kickoff. Preston immediately to the air. JT actually gets bumped out of that. A great 50 out of the corner buys time for Durtho. Now off the sidewall, not able to read it. He's going to leave it for a 50 with JT. Now Andy on the sidewall, shot on target. Saved out by Durtho. Now it's Preston's turn. Trying to keep control. He just has to play the 50 into the corner. Looking for offensive opportunities. Durtho cutting that one out from the ceiling. Great read there. And now Andy to the backboard. Cleared out by Woozy. Seen a little bit of boomer ball here early in the game.
Back and forth, playing a little bit of volleyball in the process. Now Preston gets stolen from Andy. Will tie up the game.
Good back end demo from Hawkser is going to be able to open up the net here. And Andy, seeing that opportunity, is not going to pass it up. Now tied at 1-1, little over 4 minutes left, still really early into this game.
This is as intense as it gets. Already tied up within the first minute, 2 goals going through. Now the Broncos for the way in. Hawkser passes it over to Andy. Andy takes it over to the top, but it falls into the corner. Now JT on the receiving end gets demoed by Durtho in the process. On the wall, Andy will steal it away. Taking another shot, Hawkser bounces it off the crossbar and gets the second point, followed by the lead.
I gotta watch this back. Off the backboard, plays the close angle double. And a demo from Andy. That might be the bread and butter out of Baylor to get those back end demos and open up the net. But for Boise State, they need to make sure that they can get something going early to try to force Baylor onto defense so that they don't have those kind of opportunities here. And a pinch down long might be what they're looking for. But Andy is going to be able to carry that out of the corner.
Now Durtho will contest. JT looking to grab the ball, sends it over towards the Broncos side. Preston on the opposite end, be able to pinch it back over for the Broncos. Looks for a pass to Woozy. Woozy sends it into the corner. Demo found by Woozy, down a defender. Off the respawn, JT now back up. Seeks the ball. Woozy gets another demo, going for the shot, but it's blocked by JT.
Great save out of JT, but a great shot out of Woozy as well. You got to commend him for that one. This one up early. Hawkser, not enough boost to reach it. Now Durtho looking for the double off the sidewall. Woozy on target, saved out by JT, but maybe a quick follow-up out of Preston with no boost. Able to just try to keep the Broncos offense going. Durtho, you can see him cut that one out off of the ceiling. Trying to get it set up mid for a teammate. Woozy tries to go up, but a double commit out of Baylor could open up an opportunity, especially with Preston in the full take a boost.
Yeah, he's starting to feel the momentum coming out of the Broncos. They feel the desperation. They feel they have to make plays. They have to make moves now. Durtho in center field will knock it back towards the corner. Hawkser gets challenged and gets beat. Preston goes for the shot. And the offense, but Preston will return it into the net.
Great heads-up play out of Preston here, able to get the initial shot off, but a last-second save is not going to be able to keep it out. Preston following up on his own touch, tying up the game. Boise State with just barely. Half the game to go. Are looking strong.
We deemed this as a preview of the national championship. You can obviously see why both of these teams playing on all cylinders right now. JT looking for a shot, goes right over the top. Andy on the receiving end, looking to push it back to Bronco territory. JT gets a demo, into the corner it goes. Still the contest following through. Hoxer has to get through Durtho, but will not find that angle. Woozy takes it center field. Andy gets demoed by Woozy. Another shot set up for the Bears, and they will take the lead.
I talked a lot about Hoxer in that pregame, talking about his RLCS experience, and here it is showcasing it, the control, the lethality out of his shots. That double tap to the far right is going to put Baylor up again, 3-2 now, but with 2 minutes left on the clock. Lots of time for Boise State to come back from this.
Woozy off the corner. Andy will still find a way to break through. The pass over to Woozy coming out from Durtho. JT on the receiving end. Sent up high. Andy looking for the ally to be able to pass this too, but Durtho will not allow for that opportunity. Woozy sees the shot, but Hoxer is right in position to challenge that in the corner. Once again, it goes by JT. Woozy will not allow JT to find much else, but JT will still get that aerial demo in the process. Now off the top is Hoxer, finds it in the corner. Preston will be challenged as the ball sent center once more. Durtho looking for the block. It's open goal and it's open season as the Bears get another one.
Just looking at this back, Durtho, he's ready for it, but a bump out of Hoxer with no boost. He's going to open that up. Woozy trying to dive back to play last man defense, but it's not going to work out. Time ticking down. Boise State now down by 2 goals, but if anything has been said by this game, they can make that comeback.
1:10 left on the clock. Durtho is already finding angle through it, but not in the right position. Instead, Woozy has to go recover the ball immediately after. 2 goals separating these teams at the 1 minute mark.
Shot. Durtho out of the corner, getting a double out of it. Hoxer just trying to go for a touch, able to snag one. Now JT from the sidewall, trying to read off of Preston's touch. Durtho from the corner, looking for a close angle double. Trying to reminisce what Hoxer did earlier in the game, but now Preston controlled, reset, playing it low for a teammate. It's not going to work out, and I like what the Broncos are doing here, piling up those demos, but it's still just not working out. Baylor really quick on these offensive transitions. Just like that, that's another opportunity. Kept out, but with 20 seconds remaining, it's looking pretty grim.
Indeed. This offense of the Bears has been immaculate thus far. 10 seconds on the clock. And the opportunities are slipping away for a Game 2 victory for the Broncos. As the ball soon to hit the ground, it is going to be another victory and match point for the Bears.
We gotta let that ball touch first. Preston from the ceiling, looking for a teammate. Bump onto one. Durtho on target. Is going to roll on in. Preston's going to get a hat trick for the road. And Baylor are going to go up 2-0 in the series, but I feel like Boise State has some momentum rolling in.
A 1 point difference in that last game for Boise State. The Broncos trailing. They found a goal, but they found it far too late. It did seem like Boise State were starting to seize a different strategy. Towards the tail half of that game, we got more demos, and that's what helped initiate that final goal.
Yeah, absolutely, but you got to think, that's another 1-goal game that is that close. It's decided towards the very end as well. You just got to think, what is going on through these players' minds? What can they change? What can they improve upon going into Game 3? Boise State now on match point. They are looking to try to keep themselves alive and keep their streak alive.
And for how close this game's been, right now, you're a little bit afraid if you are the Broncos. But off of that note, we do got to thank our sponsors. Give thanks to the ICCU for their continued support of Boise State Esports. Thanks to the ICCU, Boise State Esports has won multiple national championships and piled up more than 1,500 wins. ICCU, looking after your daily balance. Visit ICCU.com. But this is where I got to bring up the matchup with Nebraska. Baylor got into this position where they were 2-0 ahead. Nebraska looked and they fought and they got a reverse sweep. Can the Broncos do the same?
Actually, I think it was flipped around. Nebraska got the first 2 games 4-3, and then Baylor had to reverse sweep to keep themselves alive.
Okay, so can the Broncos do a Baylor now?
Can Broncos do Baylor? Will we find out? Game 3, right here in front of you.
Now give them all your energy, give them all your hype, because they're going to need it for this final, what could be the final game. It's, again, match point for Baylor and the Bears, and they're already going on the offensive. Preston tries to block, but Andy is too quick with it.
The coordination out of this one. Pinch play out of Andy. Touch out of Hawkser. Looks for the double. Right back into Andy's hands for the first goal. Baylor within 17 seconds of this game 3 are going to rack up their first goal. But now Boise State looking to respond.
Off the kickoff, get a demo. Hawkser is able to grab one. Top of the net. Not angled just yet. Woozy on the receiving end. It's Durtho on the receiving end of the demo, but Woozy will still attempt a shot. Pushed back into the Bears territory. Andy with control of the ball. Now on the defensive is the Broncos. 50-50 comes out from the sky, gets passed over to Hawkser. Woozy will steal the ball away, but Andy looking to recover it as well. Durtho pushing it into the corner. JT not giving the time of day for the Broncos.
Not at all. I think that's what Baylor has been focusing on. They know that Boise State is a highly offensive team in the air. Just a near miss out of Durtho. I could see it going to that top right. But being able to shut them down in the air is what's keeping them alive here. And Preston able to get a clear out, trying to play the 50 with JT. Now Hawkser, full ticket boost, playing support with JT, but a good 50 out of Durtho.
Every time Hawkser is in position, it's so terrifying, man. You never know what kind of move this guy's going to go for. Another demo found. It's Woozy on to Hawkser. So, hey, maybe just take him out. No, because JT will find goal number 2.
All Andy had to do here was just guide it towards the net. JT seeing that top right corner. Able to slot that one in. Baylor now go up by 2. Minute and a half into this game, Boise State. They really need to start getting something going.
Go Woozy off the kickoff. Andy recovers in the back end. Preston will challenge in the skies. Sent towards center field. Durtho still wants to deliver that ball home, but JT on the defensive will block it away from the goal. Preston, aerial, needs to break through one. Gets right through him. In position, but Hawkser sends it out of there! And Durtho will continue the onslaught.
That's what we need to see. That's a great bump out of Preston, forcing Hawkser to dive back for that save, and Durtho capitalizing on low boosts and awkward situations. We're going to cut the lead in half. A little over 3 minutes left. Boise State on the up and coming. They're looking to get the second goal and tie up the game.
They need to be quick with it right now. Boise State, almost having a chance for a shot, but Andy running interference. Durtho in midfield. Hawkser takes it up. Still in midfield, though. Durtho has a chance. Passes it over to Preston. You have to get through one defender. Breaking through. Now Andy is there. Challenge. Durtho still not keeping it out from the Bears' territory. Andy on the opposite end will bounce it forward towards the blue net. Now another shot coming in from Andy. A triple commit. It's a save nonetheless.
Hawkser from the ceiling, just playing down for the low 50. Woozy trying to keep control into the corner here, but with no boost, it's going to be a little tough. Able to play around one. Tries to play it with Hawkser. Durtho from the backboard, sending it long. JT's awkward. Maybe a shot on net. It's going to be in for Woozy. We have a tie game. And that indeed, I think it deserves it. Woozy with your unbottled play of the game.
To tie it up when it is most crucial. Again, match point for Baylor University. The Bears are leading the charge and the Broncos need to fight, fight, fight. What do they got left in the tank? They got a lot of fight still inside them. They're looking to bring it right now as Preston wants to take the lead. Woozy with control of the ball. JT and Andy on the opposite end. JT is quicker, but Durtho in the back pocket, sending it over to Woozy. Andy has control, but Preston will not allow that to continue forward. Now Preston in position. Defense being set up by the Broncos. Looking for that pass. Andy gets the demo. Preston will push forward and send the ball home for one shot, but Andy will deny.
But Durtha with a follow-up on target, but saved out last second by JT. Andy with a little bit of control here. Preston just trying to send it up. By time, looking for Woozy as a follow-up. Oh, kind of got tangled up there midair. Andy looking for a shot on net. That one just wide. The Hawks are also wide. Andy sends that one high, and Preston now out of the sidewall. No contact, and Hawks are now trying to play disruption. What's going to happen here? Preston with a diving save. Andy playing it slow. Preston's still there, able to make connections. Hawks are taking this one up high, trusting his mechanical abilities, sending it up above one, maybe above two, but a save out of Preston again! Boise State staying alive in a pinch, maybe into the corner. Hawks are almost a little awkward. 50 with Durtha is still going to stay out. Boise State, they are chasing for this Game 3 win.
Hawks are so difficult to get through, especially when he's on the offensive, when he's trying to go for those goals. So you got to play back for the Broncos and push that ball forward. Preston looking to get through Andy. Andy finds the save in time, but Woozy on the opposite end. JT with control of the ball. Woozy looking for the shot, gets past one defender, but no one there to take the pass just yet. Andy gets stolen from by Dirt, though. Hawks are on the opposite end. Preston will look for the challenge, gets through one, gets through two. Hawkser will not find another one with Durtho able to get there in time. Preston looking to send this to overtime right now, but it'd be so much sweeter if the Broncos could get that goal and start to make the comeback happen. Woozy sends it to the skies, has boost to work with, but JT once again in position. Preston steals it away. 5 seconds left on the clock. Andy looking to get the ball over to Bronco territory, but Durtho says nah. Another shot coming forward, but Andy will block it away and take away that opportunity. In the air it goes. Preston with another one. Durtho off the back. Woozy not in position. Andy looking for more. We're going into overtime.
Overtime, keeping it alive. Golden goal. All that determines who's going to win this game. And right now, it's JT from the sidewall. Durtho already pre-jumping that play, but it's Andy from the sidewall double. In.
And with all the efforts, as close as it got in that game number 3, off of the crossbar, Andy finds the final nail in the coffin to deliver the Broncos their first loss of the PEC season.
You gotta give your hands up to all of the players here.
Yeah.
Every single game being within one goal. Nothing to be disappointed about here. Everyone played their A game, especially in that Game 3.
And we have to keep in mind the caliber of player that Boise State were up against. You had mentioned it earlier. It was what, top 16 for Andy and a top 8 for Hawkster?
Easily, yeah. In the North American region, Hawks are easily competing with those top players, top 8, especially with teams like NRG, now world champions. They're competing with those teams and keeping up with the pace of that. And Andy also being consistent top 16 in NA. It's just the experience with those players is unprofound, and they just showed it there.
But if we know anything about the Broncos, they are able to bounce back, take these losses. Every loss is a lesson to be learned. So I don't expect things to get any less competitive for the Broncos. I expect them to be able to stay in this tooth and nail. We want to give thanks to today's featured home game sponsor. That is Happy Teriyaki. Craving Asian flavors since 2013, Happy Teriyaki has offered a delicious fusion menu featuring teriyaki bowls, Chinese classics, and bubble tea. Their commitment to fresh ingredients and family recipes keeps customers happy. Visit ilovehappyteriyaki.com to order today. Now, off of that, it is, again, the first loss. Danner, I want to throw it over to you. Do you got any closing words after what was a pretty heated match?
I think that this is definitely what we talked about earlier. This is definitely a potential preview to the PEC championship come next spring. And I think that overall, all these players, all they can do from here on out is improve. And I think for Boise State, that's going to be very key in their mind right now to keep improving, to try to round out their season undefeated like they started off. And if they can do that, they might have a chance to just rematch and take the win against Baylor.
You know, if we learned anything from Michigan, hey, regular season doesn't count. Just beat them in playoffs, man. So.
Yeah, exactly.
So off of that note, we are going to close up for the day. Be sure to stick around because we have our highlight plays from today. But for the broadcast, we want to thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
Scott Matlock, underrated recruit, built himself into one of the best defensive players in the Mountain West.
What would you do if you couldn't fail? Would you see every setback as a catalyst to keep going? This is the innovator's mindset, because innovation demands daring. It's finding thousands of ways that don't work, and the one that changes everything. It's when your unrelenting spirit sees the world's needs and says, I will create something better. So, what will you do? Will you let your genius run wild? Give yourself the space to be great. Set your sights on something even bigger, because we know changing the world doesn't happen by chance. It comes out of the blue.
It's the end of a good day's work in Idaho. Time to punch out. Time to check in and catch up. Time to remind ourselves that what we work for isn't a paycheck. It's to make the good things we have even better. So here's to your good day's work. Idaho Central Credit Union. We believe money is a thing. It's not everything.
Dave, it's your Idaho Central app. I know this car got you through college, but check this out. In my credit, your credit score looks good. And there's a great rate on this auto loan so we can score a roomier ride. Whoa, who's driving this thing? The closest Idaho Central Credit Union branch is in your pocket.
My friends know me as Derek, but I'm also Master Sergeant Raxter. This is my life in the Air National Guard.
Hoxer bounces it off the crossbar and gets the second point, followed by the lead.
I gotta look this. I gotta watch this back. Off the backboard, plays the close angle double. And a demo from Andy.
It's out of air, and Durtho will continue the onslaught.
That's what we need to see. That's a great bump out of Preston, forcing Hoxer to dive back for that save, and Durtho capitalizing on low boosts and awkward situations.
Another demo found. It's Woozy on to Hoxer. So, hey, maybe just take him out. No, because JT will find goal number 2.
All Andy had to do here was just guide it towards the net. JT seeing that top right corner.
Oh!
Off the bar is
Preston!
Shot off the corner! That's what we're looking to see. Boise State starting off strong.
Hey, JT got the early shot in game number 1. Now it's Preston. He finds the rebound.
Shot on net. It's going to be in for Woozy. We have a tie game. And that indeed, I think it deserves it. Woozy with your unbottled play of the game.
To tie it up when it is